Okay. So before we even talk about halachically waking up in the morning, let's talk about the preparation of wake up in the morning by going to sleep at night. According to Yiddishkeit, we know the day precedes the night. The night precedes the day. But by Chassidim, they used to say that the day really begins when you go to sleep, because they say there's an expression: if you go to sleep like a Jew, you wake up like a Jew. You go to sleep like a Goy, you're going to wake up like a Goy. So, just before we even get into the general rules of the beginning, we know when you wake up in the morning, you have to wash Negelwasser, because when you wake up in the morning, there's an impurity that sets into the body, which there's two opinions in halacha. Either because of sleep does it, or the night does it. There's two opinions in halacha and Kabbalah. Is it the night that creates the impurity, or is the fact that you go to sleep? The halacha difference would be very simple. If you sleep during the day, you have to wash Negelwasser. Or if you're up a whole night, you need to wash Negelwasser. So, but how much more so when you sleep at night and you wake up in the morning, then you need to do Netilas Yadayim. Why is this? Because when a person goes to sleep at night, we know the neshama, the Gemara says, goes up to Shamayim. In a place where there was Kedusha and evil leaves, Kedusha leaves, then evil sets in. That's the rule of evil. That's how evil functions. When Kedusha leaves, the evil spirit comes into the place where there was Kedusha. In a place where there's no Kedusha, the evil spirit doesn't come in, because there's no vacuum of a place that had Kedusha. Therefore, when a person goes to sleep at night, the halacha says, the Zohar speaks even more about it, the neshama goes up. So therefore, impurity comes into the body. A ruach ra, an impure spirit. When you wake up, the evil spirit leaves, except on the fingertips. That's why when you wake up in the morning, you have to do what's called Netilas Yadayim. You have to wash what's called Negelwasser. What is Negel? Negel is Yiddish for nails. The nails are called Negel. And Wasser is water. So which part of the body do you wash primarily in the morning? It's the nail area, so it's called Negelwasser. That's just Yiddish for nails. The nails, water. Huh?
Nail wash.
Nail wash, yeah. Well, preferably until the wrist. But mandatory until the end of the fingers, because that's where the real tumah sets in. Now, so therefore, halachically, it says in halacha, you're not allowed to walk, the Zohar is even more strict about it, you're not allowed to walk 4 cubits, which is 6 feet, without washing Netilas Yadayim for Negelwasser. We're going to call it Negelwasser, okay? Now you know what it means, it's called Negelwasser. You're not allowed to walk 6 feet without Negelwasser. Therefore, halacha says that preferably people should have Negelwasser by the bed. In other words, there should be a pitcher, a kvart, whatever, with a pail of water, that as soon as you get up in the morning, you wash your hands for Negelwasser. In fact, in halacha it says, in Zohar it says even more, it's preferably not even to put your feet on the ground. You're supposed to wash Negelwasser before your feet touch the ground, meaning either leaning over, the bed and washing Negelwasser like that. That's preferable. But if not, you can put... Now, why this so-called religious people are lenient that they don't have Negelwasser by the bed? So they rely on a concept that the Gemara says concerning various dinim in halacha, that the whole house is like 4 cubits. The whole bais is like dalet amas. So if the whole house is like 4 amas and you're walking to the bathroom to wash, so you're walking less than dalet amas. But ideally, if possible, what? No, you shouldn't. I'm saying this is what the heter people use, but in the Zohar, they're very, very, very strict about washing Negelwasser by the bed. So 1 second. So this concept of Negelwasser is very, very powerful in halacha, and in halacha also, but especially in Zohar, that you shouldn't touch food before you wash the nagel vaser, you shouldn't touch any parts of your body that are normally covered. From any part of your body, from here down, which is basically covered, you don't touch your eyes before you wash the nagel vaser. You don't put your finger in your ear. You don't, especially Kabbalistic is very strict on this. You don't touch any part of the body until you wash the nagel vaser. What? The alarm clock you can close because it's not a part of your body, it's not a person. Huh? No, it's not a keli. The keli you eat from, you won't touch. In fact, there's a whole discussion in halacha. If somebody didn't wash nagel vaser and they touch food, should you eat the food? Can you eat the food? So in halacha, it paskins that you're allowed to eat the food. Some people are machma pikabal. 1 second. But this explains that the whole concept of nagel vaser only applies to a Jew, not a goy. That's what happens if you have a housekeeper. Yeah? The housekeeper comes in the morning, she probably didn't wash nagel vaser. Definitely not by the bed. Okay? Your housekeeper is not Jewish, right? So why you let her prepare the fruits and the vegetables and washing dishes and all that? So the answer is because by them there's no ruach ra. By them there's no impure spirit because they don't have a neshama of kedusha that when it leaves the body, the impurity sets in. So therefore there's no problem. Even by kids they're also lenient up to a certain age because in Shulchan Aruch it says that the ultimate completion of the neshama entering the body, in other words, we learned already in the past, the neshama comes into the body in stages. At conception, part of the neshama comes into the body. When it's born, more of the neshama comes into the body. Then, when it has a bris or a naming, a baby naming, it adds even more. The Gemar, this is what Dr. Rebbe's Lashon, Gemar Knesses, the ultimate completion of the neshama in the body is Bar and Bas Mitzvah. Meaning when a girl 12, that's when she gets the complete neshama. A boy at Bar Mitzvah gets the complete neshama. So therefore, people are lenient by little babies about not being so strict in nagel vaser, but according to Kabbalah, you're supposed to be strict that kids from the youngest of ages should be washing nagel vaser because there is this ruach ra. But again, the whole reason the ruach ra comes because there was kedusha and it left. By babies, because the neshama is not completely in the body yet, so there's not such a level of kedusha leaving, so therefore it doesn't have that effect. What? It's mamish from newborns. After 30 days they try to do it. They try, the parents wash the...
After every nap?
Huh?
After every nap?
Not after every nap. No, but because we mentioned before, there's two opinions. Where does the ruach ra come? Does it come from night, even if you don't sleep, or does it come from sleep, even if it's not night? So the minig is that if you sleep a half an hour during the day or more, then you wash nagel vaser when you get up, but they're not makpid that it should be by the bed. They're not strict during the day. If you sleep during the day for a half an hour or more, then they're not strict about putting it next to the bed. At night, they're very strict about putting it next to the bed. But now let me mention one more interesting problem. What happens if somebody gets up in the middle of the night to use the facility? Younger people don't know what that is too much, but the older people know what it is. Yeah, okay, let's not discuss it. Let's not get into details. So now, the question is, when you wake up in the middle of the night, let's say you go to sleep at 10, 1 o'clock in the morning, you wake up, you have to go to the bathroom. So, but you're planning to go back to sleep. So, do you have to wash nagel vaser or not? So, in Allah, what? Put? Now, according to halacha, there are opinions in halacha, reliable opinions in halacha, that say that if it's not dawn yet, it's before dawn, it's still middle of the night, and you're planning to go back to sleep, then you really don't have to wash nagel vaser. But a lot of opinions say, and according to Kabbalah, they're very strict in this stuff again. So they say, according to Kabbalah, even if you get up in the middle of the night and you're planning to use the bathroom again, go back to sleep and using the bathroom, you should wash nagavasa near the bed. But then it says you should empty out the water because you don't want water with impure spirit, hanging around the room. What?
Even to walk less than an hour at a time?
To where?
Some people
No, in Zayah it says you shouldn't try to do anything. No walking.
No walking.
Not even to put the feet down off the bed, I'm saying.
Is there a concept of walking less than an hour?
Yeah, halachically it has to be Dalet Amis. That's why they make a heter. The whole house is Dalet Amis. So going to the bathroom is less than...
What if somebody forgets to, fell asleep, and he has more than 4 hours to sink? So does he just stop every 4 hours for a few moments, or does he crawl to the sink?
If there's nobody else to bring him negavasa,
Wake up someone else?
he's done in the middle of the night. Whatever. If he can get somebody else to bring him the negavasa, that's what he should do. If not, he can rely on that het. He has no choice. What should he do?
He should just go the whole...
I know somebody. I had a relative, a woman who was very, very frum. When she went on a plane, on an overnight flight, she would bring a negavasa shissel. She was bringing a negavasa shissel and wash when she got up in the morning. Whatever. That nobody does. In fact, there's an even interesting shaila. It says you're not supposed to have food under a bed when you sleep at night because, again, there's a ruach ra on the food. Again, there's an argument in Allah. Halachically, you're allowed to eat the food anyway. But the question is, if you fly on a plane, okay, a red eye, right? So people sleep on a red eye, yeah? Except me, I can never sleep on a plane. But most normal people sleep on a plane. So you put what do they tell you? Put the hand luggage in front of you and the seat under the seat in front of you. Okay, so you put your food, you brought some snacks on the plane, you put it in front of you, and then there's a person sleeping did you eat? It happens to be a Jew, let's say, sleeping in the seat in front of you. Now your food is under that bed, under the airplane seat. So I don't know how many people have thought about it, but it is discussed very rarely in halacha. The people over there, they're not machmir. It's not a bed, it's a chair. They're machmir, they're makel that you don't have to go crazy with. But, huh? Yeah, but say if you bring a bag, what?
So once you're done washing next to bed, where do you dump the water?
Not on your bed. You dump it either into a sink or into a toilet. Either one. As long as it's not where food is, where dishes are. You're not going to dump it in your kitchen sink, which is full of dishes. That you're not supposed to do. I know yeshiva bachim that were too lazy to throw it out the window. We're in Vaad Din on the 4th floor, in the dorm, in high school. So not one or two guys did it. Most of the guys didn't do it. They would just throw the water out the window, and hopefully it didn't hit too many people. What?
So on a plane.
What? What? No, it's not Hilchah Shabbos.
So
What? No.
on a plane, like a boat, like you go to Israel, like you're sleeping through the night technically. So what do you do?
Nothing. They put it under the seat in front of you.
No, with negavas. What do you do with negavas?
You wake up in the morning, you go go to the sink and wash. Yeah. We'll discuss that tomorrow. It's later. It's not, what?
So what's the other time when you back home at night? You need to wash your hands.
You should wash your hands. What?
Asher if you go in the middle of the night.
But you're going back to sleep, you make a shiyotza. Okay,